All right. Going live. I think this is working. Just give me a second. To figure this out. We're going to talk about hydration for your hormones and everything. Yeah. And we're going to go through some different scenarios on this just so you guys can get some ideas on how to shift and change what you're doing overall with hormones and overall with hydration. So just give me one moment if you can. Why did it start over? It started the clock over. Hopefully you guys can hear me still. Yes. Okay. Add as. Okay, I see. Yes. There we go. That's working. Okay. This is exciting. I'm excited about this. So here we go. I'm actually going to go live on Instagram as well. Talking about hydration. So some super fun things about hydration and your hormones. That's one of the things I want to talk about today. Just quick, just for fun, just to cover some of this, because a lot of times we think, gosh, am I drinking enough water? Am I getting enough water in overall? This is like my favorite water bottle to carry with me. It's ginormous, right? Everybody has a ginormous water bottle they love. But the trick to staying really hydrated is not just having a big water bottle. That's not the key to having good hydration. A big water bottle and just sipping water all day long does not mean you're properly hydrated. What does mean that you're going to be properly hydrated is that you have minerals. So I'm going to talk about some different mineral options, how you add them in, and then specifically how I teach women how to layer this differently throughout the month to really take advantage of your hormones and to make sure your body is hydrated properly throughout the month, because your system hydrates and uploads hydration into the cells differently depending on where your hormones are at. So first 2 weeks of the cycle, so day 1 is the first day of your period, right? Weeks 1 and 2, so days 1 through 14 approximately, your system is higher overall in estrogen, and it's easier to upload hydration into your cells during days 1 through 14. So drinking plain water is actually easier at that time. Now, I do recommend still adding minerals in. Our bodies do need some minerals. So this is, you can get this on Amazon, right? Trace mineral drop, right? Easy thing to layer in. It just a little dab will do ya. A little bit is really helpful because it's salty. If you add too much, it doesn't taste good. You can also take a mineral supplement. This is minerals right there. You can also have minerals loaded into a multivitamin. Otherwise, one of my other favorite ways to get hydration in is to add it to your water. So these two formats are things that you add to your water. So easy way to do this, and what I recommend is that if you have and drink one of these of plain water, add some mineral in to the next one, and then do another one of plain water. And that's for the first 2 weeks. Again, sufficient way to get those minerals in. Remember, your digestive system is also functioning differently. So it's going to be easier for your body to absorb minerals from what you're eating, from everything else around you in those first 2 weeks. But again, there's a dog here, one of my dogs. But something like this is really easy, and you can take this with you, right? You can have these things. But again, don't worry about, oh, shoot, I have to have this with me at all times and all the, nope. Remember, your hydration is something that is a cumulative impact. So if you're hydrating well in the morning, say you're doing your minerals more in the morning and at night, fantastic. You're going to be well hydrated. If you are doing a heavy workout, especially during weeks 1 and 2, because when we talk about this, and if you want me to do more live videos talking about exercise and cycle, I absolutely can. Just let me know. But if you do a heavy workout, especially weeks 1 and 2, because your body will recover faster. Muscle tissue recovery is popping then getting something like this in during and after the workout is really helpful for that recovery. Fantastic. Really easy peasy. Now, that's for weeks 1 and 2. That's the focus for weeks 1 and 2. Now let's move into weeks 3 and 4. Weeks 3 and 4. Weeks 3 and 4, days 15 through 28, totally different body that you're living in. Totally different. Why is it totally different? Because your system has a different focus. Progesterone elevates. You're no longer having estrogen be the dominant hormone. Progesterone is elevated. And in that progesterone phase, your system actually needs more mineral. It needs more nutrient overall. So if you're not getting additional, meaning more than you got during weeks 1 and 2, your system is able to see that as a deficiency. And it can have a really hard time keeping up with that. So what I recommend, and this is again an easy thing to do, adding those minerals in to your water, but do a 1-to-1, meaning if you have a water bottle full of just water, then do one with minerals added. And again, just a regular serving. And then you do a water bottle of just water. So it's a 1-to-1. Regular minerals added, regular minerals added, regular minerals added, back and forth for that progesterone phase, weeks 3 and 4, days 15 through 28 of your cycle. That's a really helpful way to stay hydrated overall. Now, other thing to keep in mind with hydration and your system is if you do get dehydrated, if you went all day without drinking water, if you forgot to hydrate very well, what can happen is your body gets dehydrated. And in order to fully hydrate again, it can take up to 3 days. 3 days. And so if you've ever had this where you feel like, oh my gosh, I got really dehydrated. I maybe went for a hike one day and didn't bring enough water with, and then maybe went out with my girlfriends at night and had some beverages and then was a little hungover the next day, something like that, right? You might feel very thirsty. And it can take, again, up to 3 days to fully hydrate. One of the ways to shortcut that system, besides just water, again, is adding in minerals. And again, minerals, this is liquid minerals. I don't know if you can see the liquid in there, right? Really easy to see that liquid overall. Otherwise, this is, again, Noon. This is a brand I really like, their stuff. They have different flavors of this. This one's watermelon. They have sport. They have immune, all these other fun things. Easy to add this in. There's other beverages that talk about hydration and things like that. I like this because it's easy. There's natural flavors, beet powder color, right? There's not a lot in it, and it's light. It's not thick or syrupy. It doesn't weigh down. And it, like, because if you're outside, so you go for a run and it's really, really hot outside, the last thing you want to do is drink something that's really heavy and syrupy. That can feel really gross on your stomach. So this is something that's really light, effervescent almost, and can be just nice to drink when you're looking at really properly hydrating. But again, understanding where your body is at with your hormones, where you are in your cycle, and getting that, again, I talk about a 2-to-1 ratio, 2-to-1, days 1 through, or weeks 1 and 2, days 1 through 14. That's a great way to hydrate. Your system just doesn't need as many minerals typically when you are in your estrogen phase, right? The follicular phase, all those things. But when you switch over to progesterone, luteal phase, weeks 3 and 4, days 15 through 28, you want a 1-to-1. 1-to-1, really get more minerals in. It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference in terms of oftentimes how you feel, your bloating, headaches, things like that. If you feel like your skin even changes, because your skin is related to your hydration too. This is really, really helpful. So, hydration for hormones, making sure that you're hydrating properly, doing all that stuff. This is a little thing that you can do. A little thing that you can do on a regular basis that makes a big difference. And the biggest thing to understand is, where am I at in my cycle? Where are my hormones at? Right? What day am I on? And if you're not sure, you can, keep tracking. The next question I get oftentimes when we talk about hydration for hormones or anything hormone related for women is, "Oh my gosh, I have I have an IUD," or I don't have a cycle. I don't have a regular cycle. What do I do? Do I just start somewhere? You absolutely can. So on my website, I have a free recipes for your cycle cookbook. You can, and it talks about this, how to get started. Your hormones are impressionable. So if you're starting with some of the seed cycling things, if you're starting, I just found your seed cycling video on YouTube. Yay! If I can get seed cycle with slow CMT gene, yep. Estrogen metabolizer, yes. So you would lean higher estrogen. Yep. Yeah, that's a really great question. Yes, the different seeds do help you process estrogen differently, but also little things like this, like making sure you're actually hydrated properly so your system functions better overall, can help your body overall just get in a groove one versus the other. So what I always tell people is just to start somewhere. If you have no idea, you're like, I haven't had a cycle in months. I have no idea where I'm at. Just get started. Again, free recipes for your cycle cookbook, which is on my website, and that can explain how to get started. But this is like other things you can do too. More minerals, minerals. Again, you can take a mineral supplement too. If you're like, this is too much for my brain, but I think I need more minerals. Yep, there you go. You can take it in a capsule too, right? But this hydration piece is really important. And again, a lot of people don't realize, oh my gosh, if I get dehydrated, it takes me up to 3 days to be fully hydrated again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Somebody else is commenting, I'm about to be 40 in a week. I maybe get a week out of the month of feeling normal. The rest of the time I feel blah. Yeah, that's a very common thing that I hear, honestly. Having 1 week where you feel normal, mm-mm, mm-mm. There's definitely an imbalance there, and oftentimes it's literally just that we live in a world where it's not designed or we're not even taught what our hormones are doing and how to lean into that more. These little things make a big difference when you compound them and do them more over time. The more you can just learn, okay, this is what estrogen does in my body, this is what my system is naturally doing, I can lean into this, right? In the progesterone phase, when we talk about, again, adding more mineral to help you hydrate, you need more mineral to upload that hydration into your cells. Otherwise, your cells can't hydrate properly. And I can't tell you how many times I watched, different, clips from TV shows or all these things, articles in like Cosmo and 17 magazine growing up, right? Um, that said things like, "Oh, are you bloated? Drink more water." Well, if you're not adding any mineral to it, if you're just drinking like regular tap water that doesn't have those minerals in it, you're actually not getting hydration into your cells, which is going to lead you to feel more bloated, and you're going to have to pee more often, like more trips to the bathroom. Sort of the opposite of helpful for us at that point, right? How do we combat that? How do we change it? Adding more mineral and getting that in on a regular basis. And then, especially during weeks 3 and 4, especially week 4, your system actually is more hydrated. And it makes all the difference in how you feel. It makes all the difference. So we're never told this, taught this, informed about this is how our system works. This is how it can be. This is how we lean into this. This is how you can move forward through this. There you go. So little things that make a big difference. Exercise for your hormones and cycle, hydrate for your hormones and cycle. And again, more minerals weeks 3 and 4, especially week 4, especially if you are being very active during week 4. So this would be like days 21 through 28 of your cycle. And again, if you're like, I don't know where I'm at, I have no idea, just start creating that pattern for you. But when you start doing that and start adding in these minerals to your cycle, to your workouts, you will feel better during and after the workout. Now, keep in mind, when you're doing heavier activity during weeks 3 and 4, your system it has a slower time responding. It's just not a main focus to have that fast recovery during that phase. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your system. It's just how our systems are built. So when you give your body a little more time during those workouts and a little more mineral, it's incredible the response that you can have overall with getting more hydration in, the ease that you have during your workout, and having a better recovery. Because that's what it's all about. When you're doing a workout of some kind, you want to push your body to a certain point and then recover really, really well. If you're not recovering well and then you're adding another workout on it, you're not able to really get the full benefit of it, right? Most professional athletes know this, and they have trainers and things that understand this. It's not just about the workout, it's about the recovery. It's about how well your body can repair from that. That's what a huge focus is. That's how you take your fitness, your health, and everything to the next level. Up your recovery. And it's just like sleep. Sleep. You want to improve your health, improve your metabolism, all that stuff. Get better sleep, get more quality sleep. But again, an easy thing you can do here is to focus on hydration. And again, not just water. Not I have just water in here, but I call it my fancy drink. I already drank it. But I take minerals and I take seltzer. And I mix it, and it's bubbly and flavorful, and it feels fancy to drink. But I will do one of those a day because there's a lot of minerals in that. One of those a day, weeks 1 and 2, and I will do 2 a day, weeks 3 and 4. And that's how I make sure I get my hydration in and properly balanced overall. So, yeah, you guys have had some good questions so far. So let me know if you have any other questions around the, hydration for cycle, everything else. Again, there is that free cookbook, how to eat for your cycle cookbook. It is totally free. It's just on my website. So you can get that. So there's that. Somebody's asking, a kidney problem. Can I take salt? Again, we're talking about adding more mineral in. So if you're not taking any mineral, that's the biggest difference. If you're worried about it, about the salt specific, that's where some of these, like this is, it says Biomins with copper and iron. And let me see the iron percentage in here. Okay, yep, 89% of your daily iron. With iron, especially if you're taking too much iron in, it can slow down your gut, which can be tough. But this is also a great alternative, right? This is also a great alternative to get in when you're getting enough mineral in. A serving size here is 4 capsules. So that's what it says on the bottom. For example, if I want to make sure I'm getting enough mineral in, I might take 2 or 3 capsules during week 1 and 2, and I'll take 4 for sure during weeks 3 and 4. An easy way to kind of tailor and tweak what you're doing with where your body's at. So, and again, these tools are just helpful to keep you moving through your day, your week, the whole month, and really understanding, oh my gosh, well, the more I work with my body, the more I work with my hormones, the more I learn about how my system is responding, the better it goes. Oftentimes we're just told, oh, you have these symptoms. This is a problem. That's normal. You just have to put up with that. You don't have to put up with it. So, all right. So that's what I got for you guys today. Yeah, let me know if there's any other questions. But again, little minerals to add in, get your minerals in. It makes a big difference for your hydration overall. Stay hydrated. And then remember, there's that free recipes for your cycle cookbook, which is just on my website. So you can go grab that if you want to get started with some of this. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Yay. All right. So thanks for being here today. And let me know if you need anything else. Bye.